Please welcome the Chair of the Academy, Pippa Harris.
Good evening and welcome to the 2019 British Academy Television Craft Awards. Thank you for joining us to celebrate another year of truly exceptional programmes and talented individuals, that's all of you, whose skill and creativity lit up our lives and our living rooms last year. Firstly, I'd like to extend huge congratulations to the nominees. Good luck to all of you. And well done for slipping out of that lycra or the Darth Vader outfit you wore for the marathon and scrubbing up so elegantly. Your work made such an impact on viewers in 2018 and proved that at its very best, television has the power to change the way people think, feel or behave. I think we sometimes forget the influence our TV shows can have. For example, 88% of those who watched Blue Planet 2 have since changed the way they use plastics after viewing the episode where albatross parents unwittingly fed their chicks plastic. When it comes to tackling the huge threat that climate change poses, we might not be gluing ourselves to buildings, but by keeping others glued to their TVs, we can have just as much impact and influence. As well as being mindful of the messages our programmes give about climate change, we also need to look to ourselves as an industry and make sure we're doing all we can to reduce our carbon footprint. I'm hugely proud of the work Bafta has done, together with industry colleagues, to set up the Albert Consortium with the aim of tackling this issue. Even making small changes to the way your production is set up can make a positive and lasting difference. So please do look at the Albert website and find out more. As well as helping to nurture and support a greener industry, Bafta also cares passionately about championing the next generation of diverse talent. We want to ensure that career starters, regardless of gender, ethnicity or background, have an equal chance to succeed. This is the focus of all of our learning and new talent initiatives, like our scholarships programme, Breakthrough Brits and Bafta Crew, all of which are currently open for applications. In order to continue to support and expand these programmes, we're about to embark on a hugely ambitious project to redevelop our headquarters at 195 Piccadilly, which will allow us to double the amount of charitable work we do with underrepresented groups in the industry. Thanks to the generosity of many in this room, we've already raised 3/4 of the funds, but of course more money is still needed, so do please support us if you can. Finally, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the dedicated Bafta staff who have worked tirelessly to bring this evening together, and pay a tribute to Jane Lush, our Deputy Chair, and to Krishnendu Majumdar, Hannah Wyatt and the Bafta TV Committee. Thank you also to our amazing partners, 3 Mills Studios, Carrot London, HotCam, MAC Cosmetics, Microsoft, Sarah Putt Associates, Screen Skills, The Farm, and our official hotel partner, Sea Containers London. Thank you again for coming and have a lovely evening.
Thank you for making such an effort.
What? This whole thing?
Now, the people who employ you, the people to whom you have made a solemn pledge not to reveal their identity.
What, Bafta? Sorry.
They are concerned. They think you are becoming...
Too expensive?
No.
Too attractive?
No.
Too funny?
Absolutely not, no. They have detected a certain psychopathic quality to your recent awards presenting.
How dare you?
They've asked us to conduct this assessment before you are allowed to host again.
Oh, you're hard. Whatever. You don't frighten me. I've worked with Jeremy Irons.
What do you see in this picture?
Bitches nick my look.
And this one?
Oh, he's a pretty boy. Who's a pretty boy? I don't like the look of that dog, though.
What about this?
And I will always love you. Ooh, we'll always love you.
And this.
Ooh.
And.
Ooh.
And this one?
Hope he's kept the receipt for that suit.
Okay, perhaps we should try some word association.
Sure.
I will say a word, you say the first thing that comes into your head.
Shoulders.
What?
Shoulders, you say. Have we started yet?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
Mary.
Bafta.
Craft.
Awards.
Outstanding.
Television.
Talent.
Nominations.
Uncontroversial.
Celebration.
Not as long as the RTS, but it does go on a bit.
Dinner.
Midnight.
Brewery.
Brewery.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm kidding. I love the brewery. Who doesn't like the brewery? You know, I'd kill to spend time at the brewery. Oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Stephen Mangan.
Hello! A very warm welcome to the British Academy Television Craft Awards in 2019! Now, we are here to recognise and celebrate the skills of British television talent and to pay tribute to those individuals whose work stands out in an already impressive field. And it is a huge field. Absolutely massive. There is a bewildering amount of television sitting there waiting for us to watch. Every day brings an avalanche of new programmes. Tons of programmes are available to watch on iPlayer, on All 4, Apple TV, Now TV, ITV Player, and so on. There is so much television out there, it's actually hard to get your head around it. And I should know, because I haven't got off the sofa since April of last year. That's right, in preparation for these awards, I took the extraordinary, and some would say unnecessary step, of watching every single piece of British television that was available. I'm still buzzing. I watched groundbreaking documentaries like World's Biggest Hips, Supernatural Nazis, Fatberg Autopsy, Secret of the Sewers. All these shows are real, by the way. I watched forensic examinations of the state of our nation, the rigorous Village of the Year with Penelope Keith, the extraordinary 41 Dogs in a 3-bed semi, and of course, Tattoo Disaster's What Were You Inking? As my wife and children packed their cases and I mastered the art of washing in a bucket, I tuned in as television lifted the covers on our private passions. I particularly recommend Other People's Breast Milk from Channel 4, Sex and the Swastika, and who could forget Channel 5's Nana Love 50 Shades of Granny. I know I can't. But I didn't stop at documentaries. Once I discovered adult nappies, given the Deliveroo driver his own key, and named each of the rats, I ploughed through children's telly, daytime telly, news and current affairs, reality, game shows, sitcoms, drama, shiny floor, and docudrama. I was there when Mr. Blobby came on to Loose Women to discuss Brexit. I was there when This Morning interviewed Britain's sexiest cow. I was there when Zoe Ball was announced as the new host of the Radio 2 breakfast show, and the on-screen caption read, "Ball Bags Breakfast." I was there when the BBC's Evan Davis announced on the BBC's Newsnight that they had asked someone from the BBC to come on and talk about BBC pay, but no one from the BBC was available to come on to the BBC. I was there when the vowels and consonants on Countdown spelt out "I bumhole." I was there when the One Show posed the question, "Would you travel 2 hours for a battered sausage?" Answer, no. So, what did I learn from my year of uninterrupted TV watching? What did I come away with? Bed sores, a vitamin D deficiency, and a string of statutory nuisance disorders, yes, but also a profound and unshakable conviction: we make a lot of television. And all of it is sensational. Think of the last year, and unless you have a personal life, all your memories will be of things you saw on the telly. England beating Colombia in a penalty shootout. Danny Dyer calling David Cameron a twat. Colleen Nolan and Kim Woodburn maturely talking through their differences on Loose Women. Those were three of my favourites, but there's something out there for everyone. Want your soul stirred? Listen to The Preacher at Harry and Meghan's wedding. You want to see Hugh Grant applying Vaseline to Paddington's tradesman's entrance? We've got you covered. The TV in this country is incredible. All life is here. But, in the words of Matt Goss, Rome wasn't built in a day, but we don't have the time Rome had. So let's get on with it. Let's Bafta it. First up is Breakthrough Talent, and it's sponsored by Sarah Putt Associates, presenting the award. It's the writer and star of Time Wasters and a 2018 BAFTA Breakthrough Brit, Daniel Lawrence Taylor.
Hello. So, when Jim Morrison famously sang "Break On Through to the Other Side," I'd like to think he was referring to the Craft BAFTAs and this award. The nominees are
Breakthrough Talent.
Hey, yo, keep it on the down low, but Prince Harry's gonna bag himself a sister. Mud ting. But hear what?
Arkemji Defornian, Famalam.
Look at Prince Charles move and whine. Harry and Rihanna looking fine. Rihanna, that is. Man, don't float them ways, you get me? Although, big up to Harry, though. He's now way better looking than the other one, innit? The bald brother. Even a really old colonizer likes his chocolate dark. And African. Go on, auntie. Yo, look at Harry run from that dowry. You got bare livestock, brethren. What are you scared of?
Lizzie Kempton, Manchester Bomb, Our Story.
What's that? It's this like calming spray, and it helps me calm down, like to prepare me as well to like get to sleep. Because I can't really get to sleep without it, because I can't really like relax.
Se è successo
Crede che suo figlio
qualcosa.
sia morto.
Dawn Shadforth, Trust, Silenzio.
Solo 16 anni. Gracias, 16 anni.
Un'altra domanda, mi scusi. Un'ultima domanda. Un'altra domanda.
Does he only shit indoors? He don't like the cold. Can't. Since I put those pictures on him. Don't it put you off?
Georgia Christou, through the gates on the edge.
No, I'm not even meant to take flowers off a client, let alone something with a pulse. I'm moving back in with my nan soon. How soon? A week. She's not been well. There are places you can put him. Charities. I'd rather drown him. Oh, yeah, because that's the only logical alternative. I'm not dumping him.
And the Bafta is awarded to Akemji Defornian.
Wow, this thing's kind of heavy. Wow. I actually don't know what to say. I'm like, oh, wow, Auntie Ellen Thomas, hello. I don't really know what to say. And like for anyone that knows me, like that's pretty weird because I talk a lot. I just want to take a moment and say thank you to and big up to all the other nominees because I think the work was brilliant, and also to be in a field of like really talented women was just like incredible. So like big up yourselves and congrats, because I actually just genuinely feel like being recognised by this wonderful institution is like an award in itself. Uncle Shane Allen. So I want to take a moment to say thank you to the Almighty, to God, Allah, the universe, whatever we decide to call our maker. I have a belief in something outside of myself, and I want to say thank you to my career. I want to say thank you to my parents, my mum and dad, Mary and Tandy. They took a small, like a young boy from Hackney, from East London, and gave me every opportunity with limited resources, and gave me the opportunities. I want to thank Angie Kindle, who was my drama teacher and like my second mum at Pollyanna School in Wapping. And I actually did, sorry, this is a bit mad. I actually did bring this with me. It's my pin. I started at 11 years old going in. I brought my little pin with me just to say, because I've always wanted to give it back to Ange and to say thank you to her. I want to thank my comedy family tree, and I've got to always big them up. I've got to big up my brother Javon Prince, who gave me the opportunity to write for his show, the Javon Prince Show, and that's my brother. I love you. I want to thank Phil Balker, Uncle Phil. I love you. John McQueen, and everyone who was in that room, and I want to thank Jason Barnett. I want to thank the other elements of my comedy family tree, Uncle Shane Allen over there. Like, you know, Shane is an incredible human being and he's done so much in my career. Chris Sussman, big up to Chris Sussman. I don't know if there's a time limit on this, but I've just got to say thank you to everyone. So I'm going to take my time, like, you know. Chris Sussman, I want to thank everyone at Studios. I want to thank Ben Cordell. Give it up for Ben Cordell, man. Like, this guy's one of the funniest people I know, and like has held me down during the writing and the production of the show. Tom Marshall, I call us the comedy Charles and Eddie, and I want to say big up to Tom Marshall for being like my creative partner on Famalam. The cast of Famalam: Tom Mucci, Samson Ko, Viv Achampong, Bemisola Ikumelo, Roxy Sternberg and John McMillan. I just want to say thank you. I couldn't have had like a better cast to do this with. You guys are amazing. To the cast, to the production crew of Famalam, and everyone at Studios. There's a couple other people. Sorry, I just want to say thank you. So this is a bit. Sorry, let me. I want to say thank you to all my friends and my people like Robbie G of Snatch fame. No, Robbie's like my dad, and Robbie will get that joke. Robbie's like my dad, man, and he's like was in a real McCoy and other things, and has been such an amazing like a dad to me. I want to thank Arian Bakari, who is another like dad to me, sorry, it's going a bit mad. I'd also just want to say thank you to Alexis Rodney, Soroka Davis, all my friends and family, and I just also want to take a moment to dedicate this award to two people. I want to say rest in peace to the late great Nipsey Hussle, who passed away recently. He was an incredible I loved his music and loved his message. And I also want to dedicate this to Moses Federo. I love you so much. I miss you, Mo. This is for you. We did it. Hackney, we did it.
Thank you, and good night. Now, editing fiction. Presenting the awards is the star of upcoming Amazon Prime series The Feed. She's recently been in The Bodyguard, and I will always love her. It's Nina Toussaint White.
Editors are the ones who make our favourite shows feel like your favourite shows. They can make jokes funnier, scary moments more shocking, and they have the power to use that really unflattering close-up. So stay on their good side. The nominees are...
Editing fiction.
Yeah, I've played all of your games. All of them, except the Commodore ones. I don't.
Tony Kearns, Bandersnatch, Black Mirror.
Great sound chip, the Commodore. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is my latest. It's called Nosedive.
Sprites are so smooth.
That took some doing. Oh, bollocks.
This is all. This is not yours.
Pia de Chawla, A Very English Scandal.
Mr. Thorpe, what on earth are you doing? I'd like an answer. Mr. Thorpe, I must insist. Mr. Thorpe, open this door. That is not your property. Mr. Thorpe, let me in right now. Mr. Thorpe. Mr. Thorpe.
Gary Dolner, Killing Eve, Episode 1.
Are you all right? Wear it down.
I need the subject to step out of the toilet.
No, she's going to stay here and wait for Expo.
Come out of the toilet.
Steve Singleton, Bodyguard, Episode 1.
Really good. Get Expo here!
Stand aside.
Don't fire! Do not do this!
To come out of the toilet.
Nadia, stay right there. Don't move, don't move. Please,
Out of the toilet!
Don't do this. Don't do this.
David,
Please,
stand down. Out.
Nadia,
Out.
stay there. That's it. Don't do this.
Get out of the fucking toilet!
No!
Okay. And the BAFTA goes to Pia de Chawla, A Very English Scandal.
Thank you, BAFTA. This is a huge honor. I want to thank the BBC, Amazon Prime, Blueprint, Dan Winch, Dominic, the brilliant Russell T. Davis, John Preston, Danny Cohen, Charlotte Gage. I have the best mother in the world, so I have to thank her for absolutely everything, along with my 4 fabulous sisters. My wonderful agent is here, Sue Greenleaves, Cara, Wendy, Vanessa Jones at Independent, thank you. I moved here 20 years ago to work with the best filmmakers and actors in the world, but I never expected to work with the master, Stephen Frears. Thank you, Stephen. And I never expected to work with Hugh Grant, who is hilarious and brilliant, and the lovely Ben Whishaw as well. I want to dedicate this to the entire cast and crew of A Very English Scandal. Thank you so much.
Next we have Editing Factual. Presenting the award is someone who's found equal acclaim as a comedian, actress and presenter. I've known her for 25 years and I still can't spell her surname. It's Mel Gedroych.
Hello, lovely to... Oh, the champers is really kicking in, lads. Teeth totally soft. Do you know that thing? Lovely stuff. Now, this is the closest I'll ever come to one of these. Pippa, Dame Pips, come on. Now, sorry, really milking my time up here, obviously. It's been a long time, so, no, good. Now, listen. This is a very strong category. Among the nominated documentaries tonight is Bros, The Screaming Stops. I don't know if you saw it, it's about a duo who found tremendous fame and success in the 90s and are now living eccentric, separate lives. I obviously couldn't relate to that at all, as I watched it in my immersion tank on the roof of Leatherhead Leisure Centre with my live-in lover, Sue Pollard, and the mannequins. The nominees are...
Editing Factual.
The first silent walk was in the midst of all the pandemonium. In the scorching heat, starting from the library in Ladbroke Grove.
Ben Brown, Grenfell.
In the midst of all the despair, that silence just neutralized everyone, and we walked through the streets that felt like a war zone, in peace and in silence, and it was so empowering.
I could never give over the loss of David. They talk about broken heart syndrome, and I know.
Emma Lysut, Louis Theroux, Altered States, Choosing Death.
I still hold hands with him at night, and sometimes I can feel his pulse on my hand.
And you believe you will see him again?
Absolutely.
We had one toy that we loved more than anything, and that was a dart. We didn't have a dartboard that went along with it.
Will Gilby, Bros, After the Screaming Stops.
And we would stay as still as we could for as long before it landed. And one time it unfortunately landed in Matt's ribs.
My rib.
Which is a dumb move.
We ran into this. Ran in like this. 37 Corporate Road. Grandad pulled the dart out, gave it back to me, and we carried on playing.
And there are guys on boats just getting on with their day's work.
Matt Lowe, Drowning in Plastic.
This massive raft that's now moving downstream. My God. Look at it, like. Just look at it.
Right, here we go, gang. No glasses. Here we go. And the BAFTA goes to... Real bake-off pause there. Do you like that? Really long. Too long. Just ludicrously long. The BAFTA goes to... Will Gilby. Bros after the screaming stops.
Wow, amazing. That's incredible. It's pretty unexpected, and it's such a strong field. But I've just got to say some thank yous, really. The people I work with, Joe Perlman, Gina, Suits, everyone at Fullwell. It's just been such fun and such a privilege to work on this. You know, we've been laughing from beginning to end, basically, in a good way. And there's been tears too, and everything. I need to thank my wife Jessie, who we worked some really long hours on this. Weekends, late nights, she sort of kept the whole family together, and she's amazing, and I love you, and thank you. I need to thank, I can't think of anyone else. I'm having a massive mental blank. I'm going to shout Mum and Dad in there.
Matt and Luke.
Matt and Luke Goss. Thank you for your... Yeah, I'm collecting an award for Bros, and I forgot to thank Bros. Matt and Luke, thank you for your openness and honesty. I can assure you there was never a dull moment in the edit suite. Guys, you are awesome. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for this. Cheers. Good night.
Next up, it's Titles and Graphic Identity. Presenting the award, it's the Daenerys Targaryen to Channel 4's Jon Snow, Krishan Gurumurthy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely to be here. Now, title sequences are a creative and captivating way into any show, and getting the idea right, as we all know, is absolutely crucial. I don't understand why Channel 4 don't like my idea for the news. We all fly in as the Avengers. It's Avengers' second referendum. Never mind that. The nominees are...
Titles and graphic identities.
My heart accelerates very rapidly.
Alison Brownmore, Anthony Brownmore, Joe Navasky. Take your pills.
Sometimes you take 10.
From there, this kind of wave of happiness hit me. It was kind of like a warm glow.
All of a sudden, I could pay attention, and like my handwriting got neater. I thought that was so cool.
My mind came alive. My body felt alive.
When it works like a bang. Magnified, sanctified be thy holy name.
Steve Small, Christian Andrews, Nikki Kefford-White, Black Earth Rising.
Candles burning for the help that never came. You want it darker. Hey, nay, I'm ready, my lord.
Matt Wiley, Killing Eve.
Oh my God. Happy Saturday. You were superb last night. Thank you.
Smith and Foltz, Mark Rolfe, The Fearless are here, the 2018 Winter Olympics.
the Bafta goes to Smith and Folk, Mark Rolfe, the Fearless are here, the 2018 Winter Olympics.
I'm afraid we had no speech prepared whatsoever, but a massive...
You did.
I didn't. A massive thanks to these guys and everybody at Nexus, everybody at VML1R, and most of all to the BBC for giving us the chance to do this. So thank you so much. I'm very short, but it's very sweet. Thank you.
We just want to say quickly, massive thanks to BBC, particularly BBC Sport, and everyone at Nexus Studios.
Particularly Tracy Cooper,
our producer, and Chris O'Reilly. And thank you very, very much. We got a Bafta.
Thank you. Cheers.
Now we come to the award for Best Special Visual and Graphic Effects. Rather embarrassingly, this next presenter and I both went up for the same audition recently. I say embarrassingly because the part was for a 17-year-old swim team jock with a tight six-pack. He didn't stand a chance. Please welcome star of Sex Education, Kedar Williams-Sterling.
Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? Visual arts have come on a long way. How do I know this? Well, Gillian Anderson's performance in Sex Education is actually delivered by Toby Jones covered in ping pong balls. You can never tell. And the nominees are...
Special, Visual and Graphic Effects. Adam McInnes, John Smith, Kevin Horsewood, Troy, Fall of a City. Glassworks, Jean-Clément Soré, Clayton McDermott, Mark Coulier, Bandersnatch, Black Mirror.
There's a cosmic flowchart that dictates where you can and where you can't go. So, I'll show you what I mean. See you around.
Kent Houston, Peerless, Free Folk, Asa Shul, The Alienist, Episode 1. Simon Frame, Martin Oberlander, Adam Inglis, Britannia.
You will defeat them. I must hurry.
And the BAFTA goes to... me. No, I'm joking. Adam McInnes, John Smith, Kevin Horsewood, Troy, Fall of a City.
over and says, wow, that's unexpected, but, well, thank you very much, Bafta. Thank you for everyone who voted for us. Kevin's here with us. John Smith couldn't be with us. He's in Cape Town, but I extend my thanks to him too. Incredible project, unbelievable directors we had who really supported the vision that we wanted to portray. Incredible producers in Barney, and we've got Wild Mercury, Kudos, BBC, Netflix. But most of all, I have to say, an incredible crew of artists. Most people will have no idea what goes on behind the scenes, but there's dozens, if not more, people who work tirelessly to make this happen for us, and them and all their families to allow us to do this. It's incredible. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now for costume design, sponsored by Carrot London. A frisson. Presenting the award, please welcome one of the stars of the Star Wars franchise. Yeah, and next to be seen in the biopic, or is it biopic, Tolkien. And a man who has dressed so many of the great and the good and the Kardashians. Please welcome Genevieve O'Reilly and fashion designer Bruce Oldfield.
Hello. Costume has the power to evoke entire worlds and transport audiences backwards and forwards in time.
Not only that, costume can breathe life into a character before an actor has uttered a single word.
Shall we see who's...
The nominees.
The nominees, that's the word.
Costume design.
No, I do.
Oh, sorry.
I admire their patriotism.
Marianne Azertoft, The City and the City.
I admire their willingness to do what is necessary. A single party safeguarding a single state.
Makes me a class to go.
No imports.
Well, I just have vodka and ice.
Dumping ground. We need immediate repatriation of all immigrants. Beige jobs for beige workers.
Thank you for making such an effort, Villanelle.
Phoebe de Gay, Killing Eve.
How do you feel about the people who you work for?
I respect their privacy.
Do you have any interest in why you are asked to do what you do? There are concerns about your state of mind.
Okay.
Let's get out of the heat.
Oh, but look how adorable the little one is.
Well, bring her then if you like.
Charlotte Holditch, The Long Song.
Can I?
Of course, if she amuses you, she's my property. She'll be taken from the mother soon enough anyway. It will encourage her to have another. They are dreadful mothers, these Negroes.
Me have pass. We are going market.
Well, I suppose if I am to stay on this island, I could train her to be my lady's maid.
Suzanne Cave, A Very English Scandal.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Thank you.
And the BAFTA goes to Suzanne Cave, A Very English Scandal.
Heavy. Okay. Thank you, BAFTA. My husband said to me, I need to prepare a speech, and I said, no, I don't need to prepare a speech. So I'm going to thank some people. So Dan Winch is the first person I need to thank for getting me in the room, the nicest man on television. Dom at Blueprint, Stephen Frears, the legendary Stephen, who took a punt on another Irish costume designer. Stephen for his amazing script and all those lovely characters that made it easier for me to dress them. Who else? Hugh and Ben, obviously, who were beautiful to dress. My team, particularly Catherine and Helen. Who else? Daniel, who did that lovely comb-over on Hugh Grant and was an amazing collaborator, and also Helen Scott, who was our production designer. Chris Kerr, who was the tailor for the beautiful suits. And Chris and Carlo Manzi, Richard at Angels. And I have to thank my fairy godmother, Ruth Kenley-Letts, who is sitting over there, who gave me my first leg up in the UK and also found me a husband. So I thank you for that, Ruth. This is for you. And Philip said, please don't mention me, but I'm going to mention you now. So thank you for all your support. And Polly, who's maybe going to watch it later, who's at home. And that's it. And I'd like to say thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. And thank you.
Next category, Sound Factual. And to present the award, lock up your saucepans, it's TV chef Ainsley Harriott.
Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh dear, well, thank God for peanuts and breadsticks, that's all I say, isn't it? We're all a bit hungry, aren't we? I can't wait to get a bit of nosh inside us, I tell you. Absolutely fantastic. Delighted to be here, ladies and gentlemen. My late mother would have been absolutely thrilled to be on stage because I certainly know what it's like in the kitchen. Without your team behind you, nothing gets done. Doesn't matter who's in front. So let's move on. From Jules Holland to the wilds of Senegal, from Amy Winehouse to North Korea, these nominees demonstrate the skills needed to produce broadcast quality sound, even in a hostile environment ruled over by a brutal dictator. Yep, Jules certainly runs a tight ship. Here are the nominees.
Sound Factual.
I first said this, I think, 5 o'clock this morning.
Doug Drescher, Rowan Jennings, Michael Palin in North Korea.
City, I don't know where it's coming from, and the source of speakers, it's just this suffusion of sound. It was quite menacing at 5 o'clock. Now it's, sun's come out, it's just rather strange.
Sound Team, later live with Jules Holland.
He makes the first move.
Tim Owens, Graham Wilde, Kate Hopkins, Dynasties, Chimpanzees.
His rivals respond with their own display of strength and start to close ranks. David and KL seem to be outnumbered.
She mentioned not wanting strings on the record. So I do seem to remember me and Mark being quite stressed out about her hearing it.
Kate Davis, Steve Onapa, Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, classic albums.
She was listening to the mix for the first time. She was kind of like with her head down on the desk, like this the whole song. So I couldn't really even like read her reaction. And then she just turned around and she was like, you know, like, I love it.
Ah, she always touches your heart, that Amy. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Later Live with Jules Holland.
Well, this is most surprise. One never expects something, a niche like music program to get a Bafta. Thank you, Bafta. And we've only been doing it for 26 years. Well, I have. Tudor was still at school.
Just 16.
So we should have got it right by now, I suppose, having... you know, I mean, it's a privilege to have, you know, to be doing this sort of show as a sound person. It's a dream job, let's face it. And I suppose one should thank the Beeb for letting us do it for 26 years. I should particularly thank, in 1992, I was called up to the head of sound's office and he said, we've got this producer who wants to got this mad idea, having lots of bands in the room all at the same time. Are you up for it? So, yes. And I'm still here doing it. But as the category says, it's a team. My right-hand man, Tudor, here. Unfortunately, there's another 4 guys, well, and a girl, who, for budgetary reasons, can't be here tonight. Ian, Carol, Chris and Gavin. So it's for all of us. Long may it continue. We're back in the autumn.
No, nothing to add. What Mike said. Thank you.
Time for a change of gear now. We're going to take a moment to pay tribute to those friends and colleagues we lost this year. We now move on to photography and lighting fiction, sponsored by Screen Skills. To present this award, an actor who knows a fair bit about light, having bravely spent 3 gruelling series filming ITV's The Durrells in sun-drenched Corfu. It's Callum Woodhouse.
Without the words lights and camera, the phrase action would make absolutely no sense. So the nominees for this most essential of awards are
Photography and lighting, fiction. Woo Young Kim, The Little Drummer Girl.
How will I ever fall in love after this?
James Friend, Patrick Melrose.
I'm seeing my reflection, I'm looking slightly rough. I fancy this, I fancy that, I wanna be so flash.
And still remain razor sharp. What's more, it's a knife that will last forever. How much would you pay for a knife like this? Before you answer, listen. It even comes with a matching fork to make carving a pleasure. Wait, there's much, much more. We also want...
Belash Boligo, Collateral.
Do you want me to do it?
No, I'm good. We're from the police. Can you tell me your names? Do either of you speak English?
Julian Court, Killing Eve, Episode 7.
And the BAFTA goes to Woo Hyun Kim for The Little Drummer Girl. Tonight to accept the award, so here on behalf is Simon Cornwell.
Thank you very much. Whoosh sadly is in Korea and couldn't be here tonight, but asked me to thank Director Park Chan-wook, the director of the show, and the extraordinary cast, the production team, and our wonderfully supportive broadcasters, BBC and AMC, who did an extraordinary job with this very bold show. Thank you so much on Whoosh's behalf, and good night.
Next up, it's Writer Comedy. Presenting the award is a star of Pure, who won great acclaim for playing a character plagued by intrusive sexual thoughts, but then who wasn't at 24. It's Charlie Clive.
Hello. So comedy writers are hard-working, ingenious, well-balanced, physically attractive legends. That's what it says here. And the nominees are...
Writer, Comedy.
Sorry, love, what time is it? 6.
Stefan Golojewski, Mum.
5:45. It might be a little bit earlier. It's all right, babe. She's woken up.
We're going to Cyprus today, Mum.
It's actually one country, but it's literally split down the middle.
They had a civil war.
It's a nation divided.
Whose side are you on, Mum? The Greeks or the Turks?
Can we talk about this later, love, when I've had a little bit of a chance to wake up?
Yeah.
But it wasn't just clothes that were changing. The sexual revolution was coming.
Writing team, Cunk on Britain.
Most of the change was due to this. The pill. A condom you could eat. A sort of get-out-of-child-free card that meant at last women could have sex for fun with any man of their choosing for 2 or 3 minutes until he spaffed off, rolled over and went to sleep. Some women were having so much sex they decided to burn their bras because it was quicker than putting them on and taking them off all the time.
My dad doesn't want to be on camera because he's had his business ideas nicked before. You know my dad actually wrote the song Wonderwall on the back of a beer mat in the space of 10 minutes.
Daisy May Cooper, Charlie Cooper, This Country.
He just threw it on the floor because he thought, this is just absolute rubbish. And guess what brothers came into the Keepers that day, working as crisp salesmen? It was Bros, who then, later on, at another gig, threw it on the floor because they just thought, this is actually not working. But the Gallagher brothers were there, and they picked it up.
What's she doing?
Peter Kay, Sean Gibson, Paul Coleman, Peter Kay's Car Share, the finale.
Oh, for God, get back in there. What have you done?
Had a bump.
I know they've had a bloody bump. What were you doing?
There was a little hedgehog in the road. Did you not see it?
Who gives a shit about an hedgehog?
It was going to get squashed, John.
I'll squash you. You're unbelievable.
Where are you going?
Where am I going? You can't just drive off. I could have been us.
And the BAFTA goes to Daisy May Cooper and Charlie Cooper.
Well, quickly, I'd like to mention the other nominees who are all amazing. And thank you to BAFTA. Thank you to Shane Allen. Stand up, say hello. No, he's all right. Chris Sussman, Damon Kavanagh, Steve McCrum, the amazing Tom George and Simon Mayhew Archer, who just bring the best out of us and help us as writers. And Kathy and Rachel Mason, who are amazing. Mum and Dad. My beautiful niece Pip, my girlfriend Rebecca, and who else is there? Oh yeah, my sister Daisy, who's not here today, unfortunately. But as much as we sort of hate each other most of the time, I know I don't say it as much as I should, but I do love you in a way. So this is for you.
Worth noting, all 4 nominations from the BBC. Nice work, Uncle Shane. Now, Entertainment Craft Team, sponsored by Hotcam. Yes, you may well whoop. Please welcome a man who everyone in this room will have woken up to on at least one occasion, breakfast TV royalty, Eamon Holmes.
Wasn't the best day on the football front today, so I think this is the closest I'm going to come to a trophy as a Man U supporter this year, anyway. Thank you. There's another one of us here. Right, OK. These nominees that I'm going to introduce you to now are celebrated for having created hugely accomplished, ambitious programmes. So let's find out who's won, and therefore, after that, have the logistically nightmarish task of sharing one BAFTA trophy between a whole team. The nominees are...
Entertainment Craft Team.
He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got
Dave Davey, David Tench, Dominic Tolfts, Kevin Duff, The Voice UK.
You've got to be free. Come together right now over me.
Headlines on the hour. Universal credit works just fine, say survivors.
Tim Telling, Tom Neenan, Steve Andrews, Ben Blees, The MASH Report.
Brexit crackdown on urchins, ne'er-do-wells and strumpets.
And Noel Edmonds practised for Bush took a trial by eating Mr Blobby's anus.
But first, the government has suggested the border between Ireland and Northern Ireland could be one of those beaded curtains popular in the 1980s.
Lisa Armstrong, Jason Gilkison, Mark Kenyon, Richard Silito, Strictly Come Dancing. Nigel Catmer, David Cole, Kate Dawkins, Kevin Duff, the Royal British Legion Festival of Remembrance.
The Bafta goes to Nigel Catmer, David Cole, Kate Dawkins, Kevin Duff, the Royal British Legion Festival of Remembrance.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Cole. They've asked me to announce this because no one knows who I am. I'm just a musician. I spent 32 years with Her Majesty's Royal Marines, the band of Her Majesty's Royal Marines, as a musician, as a player, as a director of music. I spent 6 years on the Royal Yacht as director of music to Her Majesty. I now have the great honour of being director of music to the Royal British Legion, which puts on the Festival of Remembrance, along with our great partners, the BBC. I'm honoured by Bafta. It's not my first or my second. This is my third Bafta. I'm coming to the end of my working life at this great age of 22. But I must thank the team I work with. It's not a single job. We do this together. As you know, in all productions you do, it's a great teamwork thing. And my two producers, the lovely Roisin Archer, who came up with the idea of the gauze, everything. Yes, Roisin Archer, the BBC, sitting down there. But there's the ever-guiding hand of the wonderful Claire Popperwell, BBC, who gives me directions like this. I write music, as you know, to set timescales, 4 minutes, 20 seconds, 10, 20. Can you give me 5 minutes extra in there, or 30 seconds less in there? And you take your score away and you cut bits out of it, you stick it together, and you put it back on the stand. And the musicians play it and think, wonderful. But Claire's wonderful gift is, say, David, when
Canu was playing his cello there. At the end of it, when you saw all those photographs of the thousands of people who had died in the First World War, held up by the public, could you give me 32 seconds more of tinkly bits? So, thanks to Claire's tinkly bits, we've won another Bafta. Thank you very much.
I'm not sure I can follow that, and I'm certainly not Olivia Colman. So I just want to say thank you, Bafta. Thank you, or congratulations to the other nominees. Amazing projects and amazing shows. Thank you to the BBC, Roisin and Claire, amazing team, and the Royal British Legion, of course, and to our team who worked on this. I am going to say a big thank you to my husband for putting up with me, and for my parents for their huge support. So thank you ever so much.
Thank you to Bafta, thank you to the BBC, thank you to Claire for her trust in letting us look after this show. It's a huge responsibility which we don't take lightly. David said most of it, but there's 4 of us up here. The team is hundreds. The show's made in a very short time frame. There's an awful lot of people apart from us, so thank you very much.
As I watched the clips of the other shows just then, I thought, well, this isn't going to happen. And they look stunning, and my compliments to the other shows. It's a huge honour to win. So many thanks to say, but the main ones are to Claire Popwell, Roisin, Archer for giving me the honour to work on such an amazing show, and the support that all the BBC Studios team put together. We have an amazing lighting team that work for us, too many to name, for fear of missing someone out. But finally to my wife Angie and my boys Max and Sam, who are a continual source of inspiration. But one thing that we always forget with a show like that is it's about people who commit so much more than we ever do to what they do for a living. And in the words of Fest Remembrance, for our tomorrow, they gave their today. Thank you.
Next up, it is Writer Drama. Presenting the award is a former Bafta Breakthrough Brit and the star of Devils, upcoming high-stakes financial drama. I've not yet seen Devils, but to be Devil's advocate, you should watch it. It's Malachi Kirby.
Oh, man. Can you guys hear me? Amazing. Hello. So, the following have the ability to tell stories that play with our emotions, making us feel anything from sadness to elation through the power of words alone. So, no pressure on the acceptance speech. Thank you for laughing. I don't write these things. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Writer, drama.
You see, that still works. Everything is under control. Very good. Thank you.
David Nichols, Patrick Melrose.
But it's not heroin. Shh. Most people withdrawing from heroin high on speed, cudgeled by quaaludes and jet lag, might balk at the idea of food. But not I. I eat not from greed, but from passion.
Do shut up, will you? Not you, someone else.
Would Sir care for a dessert?
Care for it? How do you care for a dessert? Feed it? Visit it on Sundays?
You're right.
Lenny James, Save Me.
I can't miss her like you and that Barry can. But so what? It still breaks me when I see Clara all over her top. Yes, I've been shit as her dad. But that don't mean it can't dig me out when I see what's happening to my kid.
I said it was probably a woman.
Victor Kedron was a misogynist and a sex trafficker. He may not have considered a passing woman a threat.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge killing Eve.
She must have been able to get close. Thank you. Thank you, Eve. She said Eve.
Congratulations. Give me the rest of that or I'll fire you.
We kill him.
Russell T. Davies, A Very English Scandal.
He will destroy me and the party and my marriage. What if the next person he talks to is a journalist?
For God's sake, Jeremy, we're members of Parliament. We can't sit here and discuss murder.
No worse than shooting a sick dog.
It's a damn sight worse.
I really don't care. I don't care if we shoot him, or we strangle him, or we poison him, or we bludgeon him, or we tie him up in a sack and drop him in the Thames. There is only one way for us to survive. Norman Scott has got to die, so how?
And the Bafta goes to David Nichols, Patrick Melrose.
Thank you very much. Because I wasn't expecting to make a speech, I've had a drink. And I'm also worried about the tagine, because the tagine sounds delicious, and I'm worried it's overcooking. So very quickly, I'd like to thank Michael Jackson and Rachel Horowitz for miscasting me, really, as a writer. There was nothing to suggest that I'd be the best person to do this job. So I'm extremely grateful for the chance they took. I'd like to thank Edward Berger, an amazing director, the best director I've ever really worked with, a really extraordinary talent and a lovely man to work with, and James, who is a brilliant DOP as well. My voice is a little shaky, can you hear that? What I really meant to say, first of all, was to be on a list with someone like Russell T. Davies or Phoebe or Lenny is extraordinary to me, really extraordinary. I'd like to thank the cast and crew, who were fantastic, the best you could hope for. And that extraordinary committed performance from Benedict, which, again, I mean, it could have been terrible, this program. And there was such commitment from the cast and the crew and everyone involved that I'm terribly grateful. I'm very, very grateful to Sky, who really took a gamble on a show that was very dark and difficult and controversial, potentially, and were incredibly committed and never said, that's too much, tone that down. They were really behind it, and I'm extremely grateful for that. I know as soon as I leave the stage, I'll remember someone that I should have thanked. So, but I'm going to go now, because like I said, I'm worried the tagine is overcooking. And this is an extraordinary thing, and I remembered the final name. I'm acutely aware that this is an adaptation, and that a great deal of, well, the story comes from Edward St. Alban, the novelist, a brilliant novelist who wrote 5 extraordinary books. And it's been a great honor to work on such extraordinary source material. And thank you very much. I really didn't think this would happen. Thank you.
Nearly there. We're within 4 hours of dinner. Time for Sound Fiction. To present the award, an actor who starred in Mike Bartlett's Press on BBC One, it's Priyanka Burford.
Good evening, everyone. Now, I know we're all drinking on empty stomachs, but I've just got to warn you, you need to be warned that if at any point during the showing of these clips there's the sound of sirens outside or a phone ringing or the distantly passing engines of a plane, we will be replaying them. So the nominees for Sound Fiction are...
Sound Fiction.
David, let's talk. Don't do
Simon Farmer, Dan Johnson, Mark Laws, Bodyguard. Sound team, the little drummer girl.
Getting what you want puts you in a bad mood, doesn't it?
Sleep.
With Al-Nakba, the British began a war for which they have not yet been held to account.
Al-Nakba.
Thank you very, very much.
Sound team, a very English scandal.
I know you. I know you.
Of course you're ruined. You know that, don't you?
Very kind.
Sound team, killing Eve.
Frusuk! Safer! You have to stop! What are you doing?
And the BAFTA goes to Killing Eve.
The competition for this award, I sat and just looked at those and just thought, oh my God, what am I doing here? And it's just, all right, I didn't prepare anything, I hadn't anything to. From the location point of view, there's a couple of guys here from the post point of view, from a location point of view, fantastic to work for, fantastic company. I mean, Colin Ratton got me on board very early on this. Brilliant producer. And then when Sid Gentle, the guys at Sid Gentle are just so supportive to every department across this. In the office, when we wanted anything, there was Adrian and Vaughan there, who were the line producer and the production manager. They were just so supportive with the cash. Not the cash, not whoa. But they were really helpful. But I have to say, I have the best first AS in the business. Boom Op. John, I've worked with him for 10 years. Just phenomenal. Jack Woods was my second AS on it and what have you, but this is crazy. It's just brilliant. And we all love this industry, we all work in this industry, but I think we all have wives, girlfriends, husbands who sit at home while we do these. They are long hours. We go away all over the world to do these things. And they sit sometimes, they don't just sit at home, but they hold the fort and let us do all this stuff. This is for Annie, Charlotte, and Emily. Brilliant. Awesome. Before I go, I also have to say, I'm going. John Overton and Bob Rhodes. John Overton was the head of sound at Tyne Tees, who did the Tube, who was the precursor to the Jules Holland show, and Bob Rhodes was the first mixer I worked with on Supergram all those years ago. They taught me how to do this. This is for them as well. Thank you. It was just great.
Hello, everyone.
So thanks to Sally and Lee as well. I think Sally ran the marathon. I don't know whether she's in yet or what her time was, but that was good. And also Colin, already been thanked. Don't know who else didn't think about it, to be honest with you. My wife, who's in hospital at the moment, so thank you. Hopefully you're watching. All the other sound team. I'm not reading this off auto cue, am I? No. Brilliant.
I think Tom needs rescuing.
Me, Mum.
I'd just like to thank everybody at Sid Gentle. I'd like to thank Sally. I'd like to thank Lee. I'd like to thank our dubbing mixer, Nigel Heath, who can't be here tonight. Everybody's going through the same thing, brain melt on stage. I'd like to thank my wife and everybody that I have forgotten. Thank you very much. Lovely.
John, you got to, go on. The quiet man in the department. How?
Well, this is amazing. Thank you so much. And what can I say? What a great show to be part of. That's all I can say. Thank you very much.
This is a bit scary. I just want to say thank you. That's it.
Okay, makeup and hair design. Yes! It's sponsored by MAC Cosmetics. Presenting the award is the star of Spy Silla's Traitors, a show about Russian intrigue and rising anti-Semitism in Britain. It's good to have a bit of escapism. Please welcome Cara Hagen.
Hello, everyone. The following nominees have demonstrated the subtleties required to create great makeup and hair, not only helping actors truly embody their characters, but building upon the world they inhabit. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Makeup and hair design.
I knew all about you. Your first few weeks at the listening service. You were still together then?
Connie Daniel, Mrs. Wilson.
Yeah, we bumped into each other. Bumped into each other? You think that was a coincidence? I don't know. I was watching him, Alison. Spying on him? Yes. I was following him to work. I was waiting for him at lunch. I was tracking his every move.
I'm gonna hurt you, right, girl?
Nicole Stafford, Peter Dunstall, The Little Drummer Girl.
What's going on? It's okay. It's all right.
Welcome, Charlie. I am the producer, writer, and director of our little show. And I would like to talk to you about your part.
Daniel Phillips, A Very English Scandal.
Take the Bible in your right hand.
General Tufto, Captain Rawdon Crawley, and Mrs. Crawley.
Vicky Lang, Vanity Fair.
Goes to Vicky Lang for Vanity Fair.
Thank
you so much. Thank you, Bafta. Thank you, Mac, for sponsoring the event. I know you're all hungry, so I'll be quick, and I'm also quite aware makeup never get their time, so I'll be really quick. Amazing category. I really genuinely didn't think this was mine, so I'm really overwhelmed. But I've got to thank my amazing team. I can't name you all because there's too many of you, but thank you all. This represents all of you. Seriously, I couldn't have done this without you. You were all amazing and worked so hard, so I hope the hard work was worth it. I've got to thank Julia Stannard and James Strong, our director and producer, and Mammoth, and also I have to thank my main source of inspiration, my mum and dad. Dad, I didn't thank you last time. I promised you bookends, and this one is definitely for you. Thank you.
We're on now to Photography Factual, sponsored by The Farm. And here to present an award we made earlier, it's Blue Peter's Lindsay Russell.
Tonight's nominees have travelled the globe in order to capture amazing footage. From the Amazonian rainforest to the edge of the Sahara, and from deepest North Korea all the way to deepest North Yorkshire. Let's have a look at their work.
Photography Factual.
Dowit's parents believe he is now under God's protection, but they must still take him to his first mass.
Camera team, Earth's natural wonders, surviving against the odds.
They must climb again. And there's a 200-meter drop on both sides. Once across, they face a narrow ledge that leads to the church.
There's also music and dancing.
Jamie Gramston, Michael Palin in North Korea.
I suspect this gentleman is a frustrated Fred Astaire, office manager by day, who knows what by night.
I'm trying to do you proud, Dad. I know you always told me not to do what you did. You know this place, Dad. Try to bring you down.
Daniel Dewsbury, Stuart Bernard, Johnny Ashton, the mighty red
There's a lot
car.
of temptation here, but I'm trying. People can see I'm trying. I still go up to that place on the hill we used to go to, and I just look out at it all.
The ice will last 9 months before melting away next summer.
Lindsay McRae, Dynasties, Emperor.
And they will need every day of those 9 months to raise the next generation of this great Emperor dynasty.
And the BAFTA goes to Lindsay McRae, Dynasties Emperor.
Blimey. I am literally speechless. Thank you so much. Not that long ago as a teenager, I remember watching Planet Earth, dreaming of filming such incredible wildlife, and never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I'd be doing it in the future, let alone going to Antarctica and living my dream. I want to thank our relatively small core team, Lisa Sibbald, Alison Brown-Hughes and Theo Webb, our fantastic producer Miles Barton, who was a father-like figure, really, staying in Antarctica, being isolated for 11 months. He was always on the end of a phone wanting to talk, and for me it was one of the biggest mental challenges of my life, so thank you, Miles. Our field assistant, Stefan Christman, our incredible director, Will Lawson, who's now a huge friend after spending that much time with him, and my incredible wife, who's not only supported me and let me live my dream, but gave birth to our first child while I was away, and our fantastic editor, Angela Maddock, and all the penguins, especially the ones that walked up the ramp we dug. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Director multi-camera next, and to present it is an actor who we saw recently in the ITV drama Butterfly and who will be shortly appearing in the upcoming series of Peaky Blinders. It's Emmett J. Scanlon.
Hello. Multi-camera directors not only have one shot at getting the job right. They need to know exactly where and when that shot is coming from while simultaneously lining up the next. A real multitasking role indeed. Here are the nominees.
Director, multi-camera. Julia Knowles, Helen Scott, Simon Staffarth, The Royal Wedding, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
And I think to myself,
Liz Clare, The Voice UK.
what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Bridget Caldwell, The Royal British Legion Festival of Remembrance.
Ah, yes, that toilet in the vestry has a busted flush. I've told the Reverend to get a man in.
Barbara Wiltshire, Inside Number 9
thing is,
Live,
Moira,
Deadline.
I'm afraid I have some rather upsetting news.
I'm very sorry, but as you can hear, we're having a few problems at the moment with the sound for this live edition of Inside Number 9.
And the Bafta goes to Barbara Wiltshire.
This is really outside my comfort zone, so you're going to have to bear with me. Wow, a Bafta for falling off air and losing sound. I can't quite believe that has happened. first of all, I should thank Rhys and Steve. They are brilliantly creative and also delightful to work with. Maybe an odd combination in this industry, but it was really amazing programme to make. I should thank our producers, Adam Tandy, Claire McCarthy, John Plowman, Shane, Chris Sussman. And it's kind of an odd role being a multi-camera director because you're only ever really as good as the team you surround yourself with. And I'm lucky to work with some of the best people in the business, and this was no exception, working on Inside Number 9. So I wouldn't be stood here without the entire team around me, which included Paul Freeman, our camera supervisor, Kevin Pace, our sound supervisor, Martin Kempton, our lighting director, along with Paul Mitchell, who they all brilliantly did their jobs badly, or badly did their jobs brilliantly. I'm not sure which way around that is. But literally everyone brought something to the show creatively. So that was... And then I have my own little backstage team as well that allow me to go out and direct programmes like this. And that is my wonderful mum, my 2 boys, Sonny and Marmaduke, and my other half, Mark. So, and thank you, Bafta. Thank you very much.
It's time for Production Design, sponsored by Microsoft. And who better to deliver this award than Call the Midwives' Jennifer Kirby?
Now, whether creating whole worlds of fiction from scratch or replicating period detail precisely, production designers bring shows vividly to life with skill and creativity. The nominees are...
Production design. Helen Scott, A Very English Scandal.
His name's Norman Joseph. I've asked him to meet me here at 8 o'clock, so it's imperative. You must let me know as soon as he turns up.
Certainly, sir.
Christian Milstead, Killing Eve.
Villanelle?
Villanelle. Friends who must do the unavoidable from time to time, but friends nonetheless.
Maria Djarkovic, Tatiana MacDonald, The Little Drummer Girl.
Please, come in. Yes, I'm sure you must have 1,000 questions for us, Charlie. Of course you do. You are a curious mind, and we, too, also have 1,000 questions for you.
Shit. You policeman? Certainly not. I'm an Englishman. Can you take me to Loretta's?
Sure, I can take you to Loretta's.
Tom Burton, Patrick Melrose.
You want it, don't you?
Wow! Don't stick him! Don't stick him! Don't stick it, don't stick it, don't stick it, don't stick it!
And the BAFTA goes to... Tom Burton, Patrick Melrose.
Thank you, Bafta.
So I have to thank Sky and Showtime and all the production team. David Nichols for your amazing script. It's the best one I ever read. Ed Berger, fantastic director. James Friend, amazing cinematographer. My long-standing art department collaborators, mostly, first and foremost, Barbara Herman-Skelding, my set decorator, over there. Art directors Lynn Hewitson, Lucian Surran, Andrea Matheson, Will Smith, Graham Ward. Prop masters Jim Grimley, Dave Lawson, Simon Riley, Camelan Mann. But also, the art department is a huge department, and there are so many people that I can't thank, but they work tirelessly behind the scenes, and we rely on their knowledge and their expertise to create the sets that we design. So this is really for all of you. Thank you very much.
Next up, it's original music. To present this award, an actress who plays Orla McCool in Derry Girls. Intense, unhinged, thinking nothing of reading a cousin's diary or borrowing their knickers. But enough about me. Please welcome, thank you, Louisa Harland.
Not only can original music elevate the emotions felt by the characters we see on screen, or even create the atmosphere needed from scratch, it has most powerful ability of all, reminding us who the baddie is. And the nominees are...
Original music. Cho Young-wook, the little drummer girl.
Wish me luck.
David Holmes, Kiefer's Chauncey, Killing Eve.
I once saw a rat drink from a can of Coke there. Both hands. Extraordinary.
Hauschka, Patrick Melrose.
Patrick, come here, right now.
Murray Gold, A Very English Scandal.
Norman.
And the Bafta goes to David Holmes and Kiefer's Chauncey.
Hey, man. Hello. Okay. To be totally honest, we did this score, but there was loads of other incredible music, and that has to be recognized. I'd like to thank my music supervisor, Catherine Greaves, for, helping me choose all this incredible music. But Sally Gentle, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Lee Burridge, all these incredible people who just basically give us freedom to do whatever the fuck we wanted. And through that, it gives you confidence, and through that, you get sort of good results. Who else? Phoebe Waller-Bridge for just keeping it weird. Gary Dolner, the editor, who actually is responsible for us doing this. It's always the editor, you know. Is that it? Jade. Oh, yeah. Among all this incredible music, okay, stop bigging yourself up. We have a band, Keefus and I and his partner Jade have this band called Unloved. And actually, that is a huge part of Killing Eve. Jade Vincent, this belongs to you as well. That's it. But lastly, I'd like to dedicate this to my fucking incredible wife, Lisa, who listens to all this noise for the last 23 years in our house and puts up with it, and actually now and again says, that's okay. Thank you, Lisa, and my incredible daughter, Nina, who texted me tonight, and she says, good luck. Good luck, fatty. Do we not get one each?
I think they're going to send yours later. No. Thank you, Bafta. Thank you. It is an honor to be around everyone here tonight. See so much hard work go into all of this. Great production. Stories that start from nothing. I want to thank David and his wife Lisa for always hosting me when we would work. I'd go stay in Belfast, and you get into a long bubble of work, and you come out and you have to eat and sleep and laugh and get back to work, and it's always a beautiful thing. I want to thank Jade Vincent, who I've been doing this for quite a long time, and it's a thrill to be here. Everyone told us 25 years ago and on that when we were playing for 7 people, typically a night, that we should try going to Europe. But it's exciting to be here now and be honored amongst all of you. And also a pleasure to meet some of the other composers this evening and be amongst them. And thank you all so much.
Okay, how is everyone, all right? And the big awards keep coming. It's Director Fiction now. Sponsored by 3 Mill Studios to present its star of Shoot the Messenger, currently appearing in ITV's Widow, it's Alex Kingston.
Directors have the task of coordinating everything and everyone in order to realize a singular vision. And these 4 achieved just that. The nominees for Best Director, Fiction, are...
Director, Fiction. Mahalia Bello, The Long Song.
Come on, let me set that free.
Harry Bradbeer, Killing Eve, Episode 1. Stephen Frears, A Very English Scandal.
Faster!
I see you're as scared as I am.
Thomas Vincent, Bodyguard, Episode 1.
Miss, I just want to help you. You don't have to do this. You can change your mind. Don't do that, please. Don't do that. Don't move. Stay still, please. Just stay still, please. Just stay still. Don't move, please. Please.
And the Bafta goes to Stephen Frears, A Very English Scandal.
Thanks very much. I'm starving. But the nicest thing has been sitting with my crew, the people who made the film, some of whom won and some of whom were robbed. It was a very, very nice job. I had a very good writer, a very good book, and very, very good actors, and a very good crew, and very good everybody. Thank you.
On now to the penultimate award, which is Director Factual. Presenting it is a man who knows a thing or two about documentaries, having gone round the world in 80 days, travelled pole to pole, and even searched for the Holy Grail. Actor, documentarian, and Python, Michael Palin.
Thank you. Very nice to be here. Very nice to be here. Really nice to be here. Very nice. Factual directors take the real world as their inspiration. Often with limited budgets, they explore real stories and real people. The complete opposite of Terry Gilliam. The nominees are...
Director, Factual.
I don't want to talk about 50. You can have 100% shareholder in Boston. I don't care about that. I'm not saying it about business. Don't bring up the 50%, 50%.
David Souter, Joe Perlman, Bros, after the screaming stops.
I'm scared of you, man, and I'm not going to be that guy. But I broke yesterday, Luke, emotionally. I am completely not over it. If you think I'm just because you tell me to be. I was embarrassed. I'm learning my issue. No, let's not. Hang on. I'm learning. No, don't shut me down. I'm going to speak. I've listened. All right, Luke. I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak. You're going to speak. You're going to speak, are you? You're going to speak. Because I've just told you how I feel. Go fuck yourself.
Do you mind?
Go fuck yourself.
Let me tell you. Oh, what is it?
Somebody else's urine.
Wow.
Right.
Paddy Wivel, prison.
They know we can't bring them over in the white. Can't come out the kitchen in the white, so they know they're going to have a chance to go and get changed. So they've been prepared. But he's going to get strip searched, and when we got him to squat, it popped out. So
When he squatted?
when he squatted,
It popped out?
Yeah.
Popped out where? Seriously?
Yes.
He had that up there?
Yes.
It's massive.
The killers are still out on the street. My son had a future, and they've taken that away. And I just feel as if they were laughing at us. There's nobody, I think, who looked to pacify me. Nobody could tell me no. I presume they could, but I wouldn't accept it. I wouldn't accept it.
Justice, reparation, these words are really meaningless without fundamental.
Ben Anthony, Grenfell.
Grenfell can represent a turning point in history, a change in how society views communities that live in social housing, that they are listened to and respected, because had we been listened to and respected at Grenfell, it would not have happened. It's as simple as that.
What competition? What competition indeed. And the winner, the best factual, is Ben Anthony for Grenfell.
Thank you very much, Bafta. I'm really shocked and surprised, but very happy, obviously. Firstly, in just amazing company, such great, strong, powerful, meaningful work, including Bros. Taking on a project like the story of Grenfell Tower is something you live with 24/7, and it was a huge weight of responsibility, not just for me, but for our whole team. And it was a big team of people, more than any other film I've made. I think it was a team effort. And from the producer, Gabby Ung, to brilliant editor Ben Brown, to Morgan Matthews, the exec producer, and numerous people on the ground, Rachel Camella, Sharon Ward, Dom Sivia, all shooting in the streets, trying to collect testimony and just trying to be there as the story of what happened at Grenfell Tower unfolded. Grenfell Tower is a really important, significant event, not just for the 72 people that died and the hundreds of people that are bereaved and the thousands that suffered the trauma of seeing what happened and have to live with that trauma and still living with that trauma, but because it speaks to our relationship with government in all its forms, from local government to national government, and the breakdown of that relationship. Grenfell Tower is where the fire happened in West London, in North Kensington, but it could have happened anywhere in the UK, and that's why it's important for everybody to recognise how significant that event is. Let's hope that the inquiry can come up with some meaningful findings and justice for Grenfell, not just for the people that died, but for all of us. Thanks a lot.
It's time now for our final award, the Special Award, presented by a comedian and actor who's head and shoulders above the rest. Please welcome creator and star of Man Down, it's the Taskmaster himself, Greg Davies.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. when I heard that someone who worked on my sitcom was being awarded a Bafta, all I quite reasonably heard was, your show has won a Bafta. On arrival, the awful truth has revealed itself. Not only do I not find myself at the actual Baftas, but I've discovered... Let's be honest. No. Take it. Take it! But I've also discovered that Emma Thomas, the recipient of this year's special award, fine, is receiving it for her work on numerous shows, all of which I couldn't care less about. Combine this with the realisation that Emma is that woman who kept interrupting me on set to point out alleged mistakes I'd made, and we have a recipe for crushing disappointment. I can't tell you how much I resent being here. Anyway, back to the script that was so cleverly kept from me until just moments ago. Emma trained at TV Central in Nottingham. Her credits include a wide range of some of the most successful scripted shows in British television, including Goodnight Sweetheart, Birds of a Feather, Teachers, Benidorm, Luther and Bad Education, to name but a few. Incredible, my show's not even on that list. The role of script supervisor is an integral part of television production, but seldom recognised or awarded. Fundamentally, the script supervisor is the editor and writer's representative on set, as well as being the right-hand aide to the director and the director of photography. It is the script supervisor's job to make sure that at the end of the day, the filmed footage can be cut together coherently. In that sense, they back up every department, monitor the script during shooting, and make sure that errors in continuity do not occur that would cause an editing nightmare. Not only has Emma worked on over 50 productions of both television and film in the last 30 years, but she also sits on the board of Women in Film and Television, where she has been a member, quite right. She's been a member since 1999 and takes an active role in mentoring young women in the industry. Let's take a moment to find out more.
Special award.
Is this on? Hello, Emma. See, if you were organising this, you'd probably have sorted out where the camera should be. Should I do... yes, there you go. Hello, Emma. How are you? Congratulations on your award. It's well-deserved. I remember you from back in the day when we were doing Tiswas, and it was me, you, and the Phantom Flanflinger. We were the only people representing blackness on that show.
It's just been announced from Stockholm that Vladimir Kurtz, the Russian bell ringer, who was exiled for ringing his church bells all through the night, has been awarded this year's No Peace Bell Prize. But now, it's competition time!
That was a very mad job. I was there thinking, am I really working? Because it was such fun. But my mission was to get to be a PA, as it was then, because I knew you had the 9 months training. And because it was like gold dust to get the training, so I just kept moving around the country until they gave me the job. You'd work on news shows, live music shows, outside broadcasts as they were then, documentaries, everything.
Well, what do you think of the car?
It's hard to tell, Dor. We've only come 500 yards.
It's very me, though, isn't it? I always felt I needed a four-wheel drive.
Yeah, to negotiate the perilous north face of the Waitrose car park.
No, it's very safe, you see.
As a script supervisor, the basics are we're the eyes and ears of the director. Every day is different. You can arrive on set and a myriad of things have gone wrong.
Now, the roadside bombs, the IEDs are coming in all shapes and sizes, including this one.
There are two important functions that a script supervisor performs, and that is accurately recording all of the information that we shoot so that the editor can find it quickly and easily and can share notes from the director directly to the editor, and also make sure that we have actually things that will cut together. So continuity is a huge important thing.
There's a wine and nibbles party after work, so tonight I'm going out.
I suppose like a lot of jobs, when it works really well, it seems effortless and you don't really notice how good it is. Unless you were to come and stand on someone's set and look at the set, you'd realise how sort of discreet someone was working and how clever and precise they're being. And that's definitely what Emma is.
We have friends.
We can't go to our friends. They're being watched.
You shouldn't push him.
You shouldn't have killed my boyfriend.
Who's that?
No one.
It's not no one.
Continuity, script supervising, it's a sort of department on its own, so it doesn't have the benefits of having other tendrils to it, you know, unlike an AD department or a camera department. If it goes wrong or if it's not a good relationship, then it can become quite tricky.
He and I might just as well be from different species.
See, I disagree. Murder's murder.
But it isn't, is it? Not even to you.
I met Emma when we were discussing Twelfth Night. We were talking about how we were going to bring this 400-year-old play from the stage to the screen.
Because I'm not trained in the flow of Shakespeare, I had to go and buy a book first that gives you the scenes in the Shakespeare language and then the breakdown of what actually that scene was, because that's how I did my continuity breakdown.
What country, friends, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria?
Not only is Emma a great script supervisor, she's a great teacher. First-time directors, such as myself, you need someone to hold your hand. Someone will help you stay calm when the heat is on, when the light is fading and you're thinking you're never going to get this done. She will be there to provide that calm, reassuring presence, which is invaluable to a director.
Youth, whatever so thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
We've worked together on a drama series called Soon Gone, A Windrush Chronicle.
Get out of my house, you dirty black bitch, and take your bastard baby with you!
Who you calling dirty when you eat out of the same bowl as your dog?
It charted the story of a family from the 1940s through the generations up to date. There were short monologues talking about their experience as a minority living here in this country. It was a really important project.
It feels as if I'm almost part of the enemy, as if they think that because my father's not black, I'm not qualified to assist. And now if I mention the police, I get the who? Where you come from?
I think it's important to have people like Emma in the film industry to pass on their knowledge, because there's very limited training around. She does a lot of work for women in film and television, mentoring other script supervisors, trainees. She teaches at film schools.
She can talk to actors, she can talk to directors, she can talk to producers. She'll do it with charm and humour. She's a great asset to have on any set.
Emma's been a real trailblazer. To have such an established career and being a woman of colour as well, to have that body of work is not an easy thing to achieve.
It's really nice.
Daniel, what have you done?
Emma, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. You thoroughly deserve it. And as Spike Milligan once said, it's about time too. I hope you have a really great night, and I'll be seeing you soon.
Emma, I'm so happy for you.
Yes!
I can't think of anybody more deserving than you of this award, and it's about time.
Congratulations on this huge achievement and a great body of work, and I look forward to working with you again very soon.
You are such a warm-hearted, kind human being, and I just want to wish you all the best and have a great night.
There's a thing called respect, which you have in droves from everybody that works with you. Congratulations, much love, and I'll see you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, This lady is a brilliant script supervisor. She is a fun, endlessly professional and positive presence on set, and I am so delighted to be here to present this year's Bafta Special Award to Emma Thomas.
Okay. Take a breath. Feel grounded. Thank you. This must be what it's like when your life flashes before you. And I'm referring to this VT package because that's the first time I've seen it. Thank you, Bafta, for this incredible acknowledgement of my career in script supervision and continuity. Thank you to all of the Bafta team that have been looking after me since I found out about this prestigious award and the official announcement. Even though script supervisors are normally a head of department of one, I could not have achieved everything in my career without a large number of family, friends and colleagues standing in my corner. My first proper job in the industry was as a clerk typist in the Muppet office in Elstree. And I think there's quite a few people that now know I used to work for Kermit the Frog. What a strange and fantastic start to my career. So thank you, Patsy DeLorde and Martin Baker, for looking after me in those early days. The job of a script supervisor requires a high level of concentration, stamina, and an eye for detail. These skills are often required at the times when you're at your lowest ebb and it's the last hour of the day or night shoot. Even with all the courses available, it isn't a job you can learn from a manual. Learning on the job is essential because each project is different and requires a number of different personal skills. You need to be a team player, but stand your ground and hold your hand up if you make a mistake. I might be holding this. Continuity isn't life or death, but it does help if you have a sense of humour when you're trying to do your job efficiently. Thank you to all those senior script supervisors, Janet Brown and Gillian Moncrief, who helped me during my training. Although I'm used to working up to 14 hours a day, it's not sustainable on a long-term project. However, if the project is in an exotic location, it does make a lot of difference. My role has changed a lot over the years. There's less preparation time, and the turnaround at the end of a series or a shoot has been reduced. But there are lots more devices available to script supervisors to help them make the job more efficient, and I'm still learning some of them. It's wonderful to see more women on set as DOPs, lighting gaffers and grips. It's been wonderful to work with more female directors in the last 5 years than I have done in most of my career. So that's fantastic. Between 1999 and 2000, I became a member of 2 organisations, Women in Film and TV and Bafta. I spent 3 months in LA, and Bafta were my first port of call, and I was welcomed with open arms. I don't think I can carry on without thanking my parents, who made that decision to leave Sierra Leone, relocate to the UK, to provide a better life for me, my sisters, and my late brother. My two sisters are here with me tonight, Ellen Thomas, Cecilia Thomas. without whom I would not be standing here today. Also, thanks to my wonderful friends, Gerardo, Nicola and Arlene, who kept me grounded. They're also here tonight. And then, well, I'm going to say this piece first, and then there's going to be a surprise. So thank you to all my script supervisor colleagues. There's too numerous to mention here, because there's over 150 in the Script Supervisor Association. But Caroline O'Reilly, you've always been on the end of the phone whenever I need to ask your advice. And you're the only one that answers at 2 a.m, and I didn't even know you were going to be here, so I'm speechless. As most people know and have seen, I don't normally look like this on set. So I have to thank the fantastic team at the André Pierre Salon and Maggie Semple and her creative team who designed my dress. And finally, I'm incredibly honoured to be the recipient of the Bafta Craft Special Award. I've had the privilege to work with a number of talented professionals, some of which are in this room, Steve, to work on a huge variety of programming films throughout my career. And I've been at the forefront of this ever-changing industry. It's a privilege to have been awarded the prestigious British Academy Television Craft Special Award in a year where so many women have been recognised by Bafta in front of and behind the screen! Yeah! Thank you! Thank you! Oh. Thank you, thank you. I don't know. I'm just going to say, because man down, they've asked me which of my favourite programmes.
Too late, Emma.
Obviously, it's man down. So
Obviously.
Thank you very much.
Emma.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you, thank you. Oh. Can I go now?
Well done, look at that.
Oh, I'm just like, thank you. I'm just... Thank you. Thank you. And I have to do this for... Thank you. Thank you. Should I take this with me?
Emma Thomas.
Well, congratulations to our winners, to our nominees. Dinner is coming! Thank you. Good night. Thank you.